I did something a little different today. And at 7, we'll start talking about what I've done differently. I'm here, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to start a little earlier today. All because of there's something that I need you to see, and I need to explain it to you why it's the way it is. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have paper and a pen to take some notes, because this is going to go quickly. And we're going to start our screen share, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, this is still New Zealand USD or NZD USD. If you notice what has happened, yesterday it was only around $8 negative, and my stop loss was at 20. If you can see correctly, it's over 22.67, meaning I actually moved my stop loss. At midnight, this flipped and plummeted. And as you can see, when I go into the day, it gives you a whole variety, because when we trade right, but we look left. And it has surpassed where it was clear back in April of 2016. As you can see, the volume was at 34.01. Our price was at 66,920 is where it closed. So we're even further less than that. And that was back in May of 2016. So changing the stop loss, I actually increased my stop loss to be 4,000 pips. And being that I only have one trade, I'm not over leveraged. My margin level is still well above 2,400, or well above 2,300 to be exact, because it's at 24.15. And my price amount dropped from 517.72 down to 517.62. And that is because the longer you're in a trade, the more your broker is actually going to charge you a couple of cents here and there. And I went from 15, I think it was 74, down to, or 517.74 down to 517.62. It just recently took 3 more. This morning it was at 517.65. Now the 3 cents is not that big of a deal. It just says I've been running it for longer than 24 hours. And I adjust accordingly. Having my loss right now over $22.70 is still not an issue. And the reason for that is because I only have one trade going at 0.01. That's my size. So it's not that big of a deal. And I can go up to 4,000 or $40 pips. And I've raised it, my take profit, up to 2,500 or $25. I'm still very safe. There's no real worry here. And as time goes on, this trade, looking left to trade right, it's already surpassed what it's done back in 2016. So I don't see any big, huge difference. But to find out for sure, we hit the weekly. And then we have the clear picture. Never, ever, ever trade on the smaller ones without looking at the larger time frame charts. The larger you look, the more of the story you get. And if you can look at this, we are currently right here, which would be July of 2015. That's where we're sitting right now. So my stop loss, it's been a while since it's been this low. It can do it. I don't think it will, but there's always that chance. I go back to the day, and you can see the drastic there. And I need to readjust it so that we have the full scale. And you can actually see my take profit, my entry price is the green here, and my stop loss is the red. And you hit one more time, I won't go lower than the 4 hour. It's okay if you want to, but when you're a longer time trader and it's not 15 minutes or 30 minutes or even an hour that you're going to be in this trade, you want the larger trades. And that's why I stop at the 4 hour. I won't go smaller than that. I'll take a look at it if I want to get in and out. Only 10 to 20 pips. Now, pip is actually a measurement of points where you're at in the trade. In case you were wondering what that was, I might be actually talking a different language. In fact, I am. If you don't understand the language I'm speaking because of what I'm saying here, that is because you need to be involved in iMarkets Live Academy and live TV and the education process that will give you what I'm doing right here. This trade is ongoing and it continues to run like I've expected all along. As you can see, it wasn't that big of a deal because I was able to adjust accordingly. Because I only had the one. I'm not over leveraging, meaning I won't get stomped out. Now there's many people that don't put their stop loss low enough that they actually get stomped out of the trade, meaning they lose it all. No matter what, it's gone. And I don't like that idea. The last time I had a loss was May 28th of this year. All the rest of it's been a win-win-win because I have the patience, the understanding, and the extra strength and wisdom to look at the whole picture, not just the small page or a paragraph or the first chapter, but the whole story. And that's why I go into the higher time frames that you see up here on the left at the top of your screen. Now, I don't panic. Yeah, it's $22, almost $23 in debt, in negative, but that's not a problem because it will, following the patterns, following the way the trade's going, see it goes up and down and it's constantly, it will revert back to that where it starts to go right back up. Now, I don't believe it's going to go down and hit that stop loss, which is $40. I've been able to do this much because I've had other trades where I have, in one trade, lost over 160 bucks. $40 is not that big of a deal. I also know that whatever I trade is what I can live without because I don't use it. And that's the key. It's not something I need to take care of any bills, my rent, or anything like that. And that's what I want you to come to grips of doing. I want you to be able to do that. So you don't worry, you don't panic, you don't get upset, you don't get irritated. And trading with emotion never really works. Granted, I will celebrate as soon as this baby goes into profit. It's only small because there's always another one. If I were to get out of this when it hit the $20 stop loss, no biggie. I would have lost the $20 and moved on and got into another one. No matter what, I will never stop trading, because just because it's a loss doesn't mean it's not a lesson. And it's what you learn, how you can re-evaluate and figure out where you should have pulled out when you should have gone in. And it's a technique that you can learn where that lesson or loss becomes a win for future reference. And as we've been talking here, it's actually dropped to 23.09 to 23.12. But once again, there's nothing there to really worry about. I have, $17. That means I have 1,700 pips I can go before it hits my stop loss. 18. You see my point? So it's not that big of a deal. It takes time, it takes an understanding. Now I will pause, stop my screen share, and wait around to see if there's any questions. Going once, going twice, and there's the time. So thank you for joining me. Don't stress, don't use your emotion when trading, and have a great day. And thank you. Bye-bye.